need the jewels and the pearls and all the things in between. I need a lot of your time, and I be needing attention. Need that next level love, boy, you know I'm feeling ascension. I'm feeling ascension. I see what we're missing. Put some clothes on, baby, can we go to a dinner? Let's go to a movie for just us two. Let's make new memories between me and you. Heels, check. Beat, check. Run up the check, baby, tell me what's next. Hey, love, check. Fun, check. One-on-one, baby, we needed this. It's a day night. Get dressed, let's get dressed, let's. It's a day night. No stress, no. No stress, no. It's a day night. Get dressed, let's get dressed, let's. It's a day night. No stress, no. No stress, no. Know you needed my time, and I'm needing you too. Fly me out to dinner, reservation for two. I can't even deny, I ain't even gon' lie, that you really got my heart. Tonight it's a whole vibe. Tonight it's about us, riding round Billy truck. Know they faces is stuck, unconditional love. Tonight we gon' make some memories, ain't thinking about our enemies. Pop out and we make a scene and drop about 300 beans. Heels, check. Beat, check. Run up the check, baby, tell me what's next. Hey, love, check. Fun, check. One-on-one, baby, we needed this. It's a day night. Get dressed, let's get dressed, let's. It's a day night. No stress, no. No stress, no. It's a day night. Get dressed, let's get dressed, let's. It's a day night. No stress, no. No stress, no.
Welcome to the Live Ladies Podcast. We are back. It is Thursday, August 1st, and I love to start everything on the 1st of the month. Now, we got two topics for you tonight, and we're going to see how we do going through the topics, right? So, first off, before I tell you the topic, y'all know how I do. I want to be able to let some of the queens introduce themselves. Hopefully they back. All right. Well, we're going to start with the Queen Ruby Doll. Can you introduce yourself, Queen, and tell them where we can find you at and support you at, please?
Thank you so much, Evolution. Thank you to the queens on the panel. Thank you to myself. My name is Rue the Gypsy, or Ruby Doll, whatever your flavor. You can catch me at on Instagram, Rue_deserves_bliss. And I just want to spread love and positivity. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you, Queen. All right. Next up, we have the Queen, Miss O'Shul. Please introduce yourself. Tell them where they can find you and support you at, Queen.
Hey, everybody. If you haven't seen me here before, I am Miss O'Shul. And I can be found on Instagram at Miss O'Shul Possible. And if you're on YouTube, my YouTube channel is The Love Experience on YouTube. So I have that. And I just kind of swept through today because I had an eventful day full of car accidents, $1,000 car parts for other cars, foreigners that don't understand customer service. I have had a day. So I had some time today. So here I am.
Yes, thank you. Glad to have you back. Yo, tonight we going kind of back to the essence. These are some of the original queens. You know what I'm saying, that y'all have in store. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have Miss O'Shul back. Yes. And last but not least, we have the Queen Thalia. I hope I'm saying that right. Now, y'all know as goddess to a demon. But, this one, the Queen, she's silent. You know what I'm saying? Are you back, Queen? Can you introduce yourself? Tell them where they can find you and support you at?
I am sorry. Woo. I am Thalia, better known as Goddess to a Demon. Before I say too much, I just wanted to give a shout out to PTN and Push he have his single come out, That Girl, that's available on all streaming platforms, and I actually kind of like it, but I wanted to say that before he
Yeah, it's
got here.
fire.
I am on all streaming platforms under Goddess to a Demon. Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you, thank you. And last but not least, I guess y'all know me, but some people don't. I am Evolution Brooklyn of Evolution Era Media, right? So when y'all be leaving those comments and stuff like that, it be me answering back. You know, if you want a certain queen to answer, y'all just gotta let me know. You know what I'm saying? I try not to speak for the queens, but I always ask them how they feel about the comments that y'all do leave. And if y'all, you know, they want to say something, they want me to say something. So I hope I'm doing good answering those comments. I hope I'm doing it because it takes a lot of time. But I appreciate all the comments. Y'all can find me everywhere. All right. At Evolution Era Media, but it's all one word. On YouTube, it's 3. Any other place, it's all one word. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, look for me, follow me. You got what I'm saying? Here is a live, ladies. It's never going to be a dull moment. We're about to get into it tonight, you know. And again, I appreciate that, Thalia. You know, shout out to OEU, shout out to PTN. I'm gonna shout out some of my peoples in the comments. We got
Motherhood
Sabrina,
sex
the lovely
marijuana.
Sabrina. We got what? BK Empress in the house. Shout out to Brooklyn. And we got Bad Wilson. All right, shout out to you. And look, we got the king. Hey, Push.
Hello.
You just in time. Can you introduce yourself? Shout out where they can find you, follow you, and tell them about your new single, where they can find it at. You get what I'm saying? What's coming next? Do that for me, King.
Okay. Hey, salute to you all. It is Ladies Thursdays. I'm very happy to be here. We will be here every Thursday at approximately 8 o'clock, and it may go past 10. I am booked till 10. However, when things go well, it may go to like after hours and things of that nature. Make sure you all subscribe, hit that like button. For that, we appreciate you. When it comes to the PTN, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for the new single, That Girl, right? And I think that it's a great collaboration since the PTN collaborated with Evolution Era Media. I think that we have a great cast on this particular panel with the goddess. For that, I appreciate you. Um, 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 I think that's something that we have to deal with behind the scenes. I think that we have a great collabo of the men, the kings that stepped in and utilize their voice. I think that now is the time. I think that now that simply got Kamala, I think that'll be another one later on in life that we'll deal with. I think that we as a people, this is our opportunity to make a stance, and I do appreciate each and every woman that's up under here. We have different variety and aspects and visions of things. The goddess, I definitely appreciate that one. When it comes to Pippi Longstocking, and I think we need to address about these black women that decide to be with white men. I think that's probably a couple episodes away. We'll deal with that also. And in the meantime, between time, I'm here for all the shenanigans. Shout out to my new sponsor, right, Forest Lake. They got me on the golf course, and I think that hey, and my side hurting a little bit, Queen. I ain't gonna even hold you, but just check it out. So we have we do have the paraphernalia. They gave me the khaki one, right? So then I have one shirt for every day of the week, right? And then I also have the cargo pants, right? Right. And then I rock the Ferragamo. So I'm getting out here and we're trying to really understand what's really going on. And for that, I thank you.
I forgot. Push gonna keep popping in and out. We got to fix your connection, but we'll work on it. That's my fault. I should have.
My connection is going out again.
It just popped in and out. It's gonna do that probably.
Well, I apologize for my tardiness. I'm gonna turn my Wi. You want me to turn my Wi-Fi off?
That hopefully that'll help because you just pop in and out. But I'm used to it now. Yeah.
Okay. I hit my mute button.
Now you good, Bush. You good. All right. Yes. So now, and like I said, shout out to everybody. Rashad just came in the building. We Up came in the building. We're waiting for you, We Up, as usual. Um, now, I like to spring these topics on you, right? It seems that there has been this topic that I keep seeing everywhere, right? And the topic is, technically, it was, can a black woman raise a good black man? That's what it was. But since it's not just us black women now anymore on this show, we also have other nationalities that come up and as part of the Evolutionary Media fam, the Lale's podcast fam, I'm just going to broaden it out. But since it is the sisters, you know what I'm saying? We kind of going to leave it there. I just want to ask a question, right? And I got a couple of questions. I'm just going to start y'all off real quick. So the first question I want to ask is, and I want to ask everybody here. So in that statement of the topic, it seems that we would have to break down what a good black man is first, right? Before we talk about if like a single black woman can raise them. I just want to know what y'all think first before, like, I may throw a clip up or what's a good black man?
Wait. Hold on.
Well, Push, you gotta let the ladies go first.
No. Before the ladies even speak, hey, I apologize, Queens.
Uh-huh.
I don't mean no harm. I think that the black man need to wait, hold on. Let me rephrase that.
But wait. I don't want you to do that yet. I want you to hear what the ladies gonna say first. Don't talk to the people in the corner.
I think that we need to we need to understand what the question is.
You want the
yeah, because I'm gonna get my notes. I'm gonna get my notes.
Okay, now this is gonna help you. Because I knew the man was gonna do this. This is gonna help you.
What's the question?
The question is, what is a good black man? I'm going to ask the ladies first, right? And then I'm going to come to the brothers. I don't want no emphasis or influence from y'all at all when it comes to that.
What is a good black man?
What is a good black man? So,
all right,
right.
I'm going to hit my mute button. Okay, I get my notes and let me know when it's my turn.
I got you. So, ladies, what is a good black man to you? And it's not a universal, like, it's not one answer. So it's like a universal answer. I got an answer also. Do y'all think it's subjective? What do you think a good black man is?
I would just kind of err on the side because I don't want to be too specific because again it's an open thing. You see what I'm saying? It's subjective, like you said. Yeah. I would just say, generally speaking, a good man or a good black man specifically is a man that knows who he is, why he exists, and his position in his family, his community, and the nation that he represents. And he actually plays his position in all of them. So you have to know your position and then actually play your position. That's what I would say as far as like a good one, without going into specifics of like he likes this or does this or has this. It's like, regardless of what he has or does, he has to understand his position within himself, who he is. I think first, knowing who you are as a black man is knowing, like, one, your history, two, your current state, like the true state, and understanding truly, like, where do you really stand? Like, for instance, there's freedom here in the world for you to do whatever you want to do, but do you really understand the cost of freedom? Some people go into the world as men wanting respect, but don't understand the rules of the game per se, right? And it's like this misfire situation, but it's because they haven't quite understood how to play the game first before they actually started moving their men around on the board. So I think that would be what I would define as a good black man. It does beg the question, if that's a good black man, how does a black woman play into that as a mom? But I guess we'll get there.
Yeah, you're doing good. That was good, Lola. Okay.
Yeah,
I want to hear the
definitely.
other lady. That was good what you said though. Very good. You got some points that I didn't even get here on what I had. Ruby Dawn, Dahlia, what y'all think a good black man is? Break it down for the kings.
So here is where I'm going to step aside and say that if anything I say is going to be based off of my expectations of the man that I want. So I don't feel like that's really fair. So I am going to say that a good man is one who's willing to evolve and, who's going to recognize that even though that's been the way it's been, there are other ways to still get there. So I think that that's my only qualifier. Is he willing to evolve and change as things are required for that to be necessary?
Okay. All right. All right. Ruby, I'm gonna let you go before we get to go
Hey,
on.
was well, okay. Good. I really love what's been said.
Yeah.
As far as what's a good man to me, I would say somebody who definitely has a surety of who he is, and who knows how to overcome, I would say, challenges while still keeping an optimistic out view of life, hopeful outlook view of life. I would say as a person, I'm a Samoan woman. You know what I'm saying? I love the black community, but I say this like over and over again. To say that I'm a black woman who's experienced the same thing, that would be false. However, here's the funny part is that I am raising, as a single mom, a young boy who happens to be black as well. I love that. Except I know that I don't have the tools to teach him how to be a man. I don't have the ability. So what we have here is, I call it the plug-in. So I make sure that my kids are plugged in, and they now have aunties who they genuinely call auntie and uncle, that tell them how they should do their hair, tell them how they should, you know what I'm saying, who help them with any aspirations, and just give them shit that I don't have the capacity to do. And I just have to know that. Now, if they was to come to me and be like, Mom, I need to do this Samoan presentation, I got you, boo. I'm gonna tell you the backwards, the front. I'm gonna tell you how you relate to it. But I think that it's very important for especially us that cannot say that we are of the. We can appreciate the Black community, but we can't identify with it. Say you have to plug your kids in, and don't assume that you know what's best for them, especially when it comes to cultural things.
Okay. All right. I like all the ladies' answers. All right. Yeah, that was good. And y'all gave me some stuff I was writing down as y'all talking. Y'all know how I be doing. It helps me for the next phase of this. All right. Push, what do you think a good black man is? Because it's always good to have a perspective of men. Anybody that want to come up, the link is already posted. I'll post it again if you need it. Y'all could come up and say how y'all feel, because we're going to get into this topic tonight. Unmute, Push. And the link is there, y'all.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I did appreciate what God has said, right? I think that to be able to elevate, when a woman can allow a man to elevate, I think that's some shit that everybody don't have, right? When she spoke about change, I did speak about that on the podcast. I think that change is change is not always progress. Progress is always change. So she looks to elevate the one that she's interested in, and I appreciate it about her. When it comes to Ruby, um, I have not had no dialogue with her. I think that she said some good things. She spoke about change the same way that the goddess did. She spoke about love, which I think that that's a great thing to speak about. That means that that means her second toe is not longer than her big toe. Like, I haven't seen the goddess feet, uh, you know. So, like, if I had to make a bet, I would say that Ruby second toe is not longer than her big toe, and I would bet that the goddess second toe is bigger than her big toe. If I had to make a bet, when it comes to other
It's a
things,
PTN thing, Lola.
I think that when it comes to Pippi Longstocking, I think that she's very hurt. She's bitter, right? I think that she has a vendetta when it comes to the black man, and she choose a white woman, and that's why she speak about culture so much. In a lot of side of things, when I think about a black man, I think of a man such as myself. I have been breaded since the age of, I'm a bicentennial baby. Don't let that go over your head. I think that we come from a different generation where we understand about our great grandparents and our grandparents and also our parents. I come from a two-parent household. I don't know anything different. So I think that I'm in a different percentile when it comes to that there. Um, I'm a Nickelodeon baby. You know what I'm saying? Some those that may not know me, you know what I mean, and those that may know of me. So when it comes from Double Dare or Think Fast or freaking Totally Hidden Video, and then some of you might see me from the game show Family Feud. We have that girl that's launching right now, and then when it comes to Evolution Era Media, I'm gonna back her so much, and that's where we at. So I hope y'all gonna get down or fucking lay down. And I think that's what I
All
gotta
right,
say.
I got another question. I appreciate that push. I got another question.
For me,
For everybody. What type of woman can raise a good man? Does she have to be a certain type of woman to raise a good black man? Does she has to be a certain type of good black woman to raise a good black man?
okay, I'll go last. I'll go last.
I I don't think that that's truly a fair question because raising is only a small portion of what determines the person's character. So, yes, we can instill all of our values, but it doesn't mean that they're going to accept them. They're going to become their own person. So, once they can make cognizant thought, they are responsible for that. How can we guide them to have the opportunity to not get as hurt as we did when we made those decisions? So, it really is contingent on the child as much as it is the woman. It's not a gender-based assignment, though. It's a full accountability.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I would agree with her on that because the truth is, I know we talk about this amongst our own within our own culture. When we say it, we don't really truly believe in the nuclear family. In that our principle is it takes a village, not two parents to raise a child. So at the end of the day, yes, a good woman or good black woman is required to purposely raise a good black man, but a good woman isn't, a good black mother is not what actually completely raises a good black man. It might make up for 35%, which is a huge percentage by itself, but it's not the only factor. You could have a great black mom, but like she said, if you got those other influences, you see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So yeah, I would agree with her on that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, uh I think it takes like strength. You gotta, I think you have to have a certain type of strength to raise to be a woman to raise a good black man. Like you cannot be weak. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because I feel like sometimes kids will run over you if you don't have that, I hate to say strong pivot hand, but you know what I mean? It got to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
But
um,
we can show where kids were in strict homes and had all the rules and still were the ones showing their ass the most in the street. So it doesn't matter truly what variable we present. It comes back to self accountability. I can give you all the lessons. I can be there to guide you. It's up to you to enact them. It's up to you to accept the consequence of whatever action you decide to take. I cannot have ownership as your parent at that point. That's like me giving this child all this love and I've done everything right, and they go do some horrible crime and everybody's like, where was the parent? I was right here. I was right here. So there's too much jump to judgment instead of recognizing that once they're 18, 26, whatever false age you want to put on it, they own what they do. It's no longer a matter of what I did raising you.
Okay. I said, all right. So, all right, I tell you what, because I ain't gonna stir the pot like I want to stir the pot. And they did say, could we remove color? Yes. Now the only reason I say black, because technically this is a Black woman's podcast, but we've been getting sisters from another, from the other cultures and stuff like that, and we love everybody. So I understand what y'all saying. Is there a difference between? That's a good question. If you remove the color, right? Mm-hmm. Is there a difference between and I'm probably gonna bring it back to color in a minute, but is there a difference in the way that other races, that are single mothers may raise their children? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, is it better? Is it worse? Like, what do y'all think about that if we remove the color?
It's not better or worse, but it is definitely different. There's certain conversations that certain communities have to have that others don't. There's certain cultural elements that is, ever present no matter what we do. It is there. I'm not saying it's better because, for instance, a white woman has no reason to talk about, racial profiling to her blue-eyed blonde son, like living in the suburbs. Like, you really don't have a reason to talk to him about that because she knows he's going to see all the other children that have to deal with that, and they're not going to look like him. So she might have to have a different conversation with her son to say, hey, when you see Black people being treated like this, it's because of a history. But he's not actually a part of that. He's witnessing it as a boy, as a white boy. But now he has to learn to either be a part of it or be separate from it, right? And this is where the conversation we will never have with our children. So, yeah, it's different, not better.
So I come from a house of true diversity. I have to parent each child differently. They have different cultural assists that are required. So it's up to me to ensure that I recognize them and I blend the line to make them less cultural and more personal. And so I know that's not what people are accustomed to hearing, yet it's very important that my Latina granddaughter never feels alienated because I can say words she can't say. So it's up to me to ensure that those differences aren't carried through to her. So she never recognizes herself as a Latina. She just recognizes herself as my daughter, right? So that it really comes down to teachings. And so that's why I'm saying it all comes back to self-accountability and ownership.
Okay, I respect that. And I got a clip for y'all, right? It's just a really short clip. I thought it was funny, but it kind of encompasses what we're talking about, because this is just the first topic. We are going to go into something else. Hey, we up. I just wanted to say, hey, welcome
What's
to the
good?
to the
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody.
I want y'all to look at this, right? Because I said something first about the strength part, right? When it comes to like when it comes to raising how can we say it, raising Black children, right? So here, and see, I hope y'all can see this. I know it takes a little while to come on y'all screen. Y'all just let me know when y'all see it. And it's just funny, but it makes a lot of sense, right? So here we go. I'm gonna play this for y'all.
Get ready for school. Come on, y'all, get up so we can get ready for school.
Mommy, I don't want to go to school. School is so boring. I don't go back to school.
Well, what you up in here saying? Get up and go get ready for school. Go get a proper education. What is y'all doing? Go take a shower first.
Yes.
Yeah, hey.
All right. Now, That's what I was trying to say, right? Let's say you don't have the the men there. How would that go? You get what I'm saying? Like, would you need a strong mother to be able to move them kids like he moved them kids?
It actually, this is one of my biggest testimonies. Not having that male voice is so significant, because I'm not going to carry the same bass. It doesn't matter how effective I am at manipulating my voice. It's not going to have that same effect as a man saying, hey, knock that off, right? Yet to say that a woman is incapable of inflicting, and insisting on that set of discipline is a falsity. It's not true, because not all moms are soft like that, and the camera is on. So we are more prone to act a different kind of way when the camera is on versus when the camera is off, because I will say a lot of colorful words to my children, but when the camera's on, I try now that's not good.
Nah, I feel you, because there's a certain way I feel like you gotta talk to black kids. Like I just said, like it's more effective. You know what I'm saying? Well, you stand on business with them. That's why I say the strength. That's the first thing I say. You gotta have a certain type of strength to deal.
Well, let me say this. Okay, I think to some degree there's a biological wiring that goes into why, like what she said, Thalia said, as far as like why we respond to low vibrational voices versus high pitched voices, how we respond to that, right? But I also believe, because I was raised with my father and mother in the house, right? And in that situation, my father would come in and he would wake us up like princesses. And we was saying, I don't want to, Daddy, I'm tired, Daddy. My eyes, look at my eyes, Daddy. And he'd be like, let me see your eye, baby. It is looking a little dark. Like my mother would come in there and it's like, it's time for school. And we just get up before that bitch get to hollering and shit. And we call her by her first name behind her back. But that's like, my mother was the one that we just didn't want no trouble from. But my father was the one that was, he was a girl's dad. Like he really was. So my mother was the militant person. So, and she didn't scream a lot, but she was very militant. So I think to a degree it could be also cultural too, right? And then to a further degree, it could just be a sign of the times that men have taken on the autonomy of allowing themselves to be more than the aggressor in everything. They can have a range of being calm too sometimes versus always coming in hollering. Versus women, same thing. Nowadays, they can play more than one role as they see fit. Now, before, probably not. But nowadays, men have a choice to say, hey, maybe I might not want to be that raw guy that comes in after work and nobody wants to be around him. I want to be the guy that all my kids want to be around.
Mm-hmm. And the elephant that nobody's speaking on, that particular video, we don't know if that's the dynamic of that relationship, and he has told her that she's not allowed to discipline the children. There's so many different variables for us that we don't know to make a true decision off of it, and so that's why I tried to tread very lightly, because I would never discredit the mom, right? I would never want to discredit either parent. Yet in this situation, it was used as fodder to say, oh, look at how soft she is. And then the babies just listen to the dad. It's two different tones. One's a little bit more aggressive and the other one's like coming at you like Dopey from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Kids are going to respond different.
Hey, Goddess, I ain't going to even hold you though. Hey, Goddess, bro. Goddess, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm gonna hit my mute button again. I'm picking up what you're putting down though. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm gonna be honest, right? My father was a whole gangster, and I've been saying that all my life. He was a gangster, but he wasn't really loud. I knew my mother said something, I would move. You know what I'm saying? Because she was crazy. Like and she had hands. So I'd be like, that's why I look at these reels sometimes, and I'd be like, damn, my mother had hands, like, and was quick with it. So, like, you couldn't even really, she didn't give you real time to think. It was like, either you're going to do what she said or get knocked the hell out. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I mean, I'm be honest. I remember my first altercation. I was talking about it on somebody's live. They asked, "Have you ever been jumped before?" And I remember saying, "Yeah." I said, "But it didn't work out for the people that jumped me." It's like my mama, you know what I'm saying, told me to come upstairs. She said, "When I go back out," you know what I'm saying, you know, she put the jump on me, you know, braiding my hair. She said, "Now if you go back out and get beat up, when you come back in here, I'm gonna try to kill you." And she put a ball peen hammer in the top of my jumper, and I had to go out there and make somebody feel how I felt. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I did. You know, shout out to Brownsville. But my parents were so pumped. I think if even I hate to say this, 'cause I love my father, but if my father wasn't there, I still feel like we'd have still been good kids and did what we had to do, because she had the crazy factor, and we were scared of her. You know what I'm saying?
My sisters was my mother was literally crazy too, right? But my older two sisters, they turned out horrible because they just didn't have no risk. They came out like her, like very like physical. Like my sisters would always slap me all the time, and I just knew we was gonna fight on my 18th birthday. But like seriously, they had hands like her too, and but see, they got into so much trouble with the law, with gangs, with men. They was just like wild for real. And it was because, and my mother was just as militant on them as like she was on us. But it was like they had a different father from us too, but they lived in a house with us since they was little. So it's like, I don't know, we all came from the same house, but we all turned out a lot different. Like a whole lot different. They
Hey,
fucked
Yeah.
can I say?
Interesting.
There we
Can I
are.
say something? Hey, so I wanted to double back on the first question that you asked initially about can a woman raise, you know, I guess a good man.
What's
And
a good man to you first, though? What's a good man to you first? Like a good, if you want to take the color out, you can.
a good man is a man who trusts his judgment. Point blank.
Okay.
You check yourself. You know how to check yourself in a moment where things are critical. You know how to check yourself in a moment when you need to. And I think that's a good man. I don't think it's necessarily a gesture or nothing like that. I just think that the ability to correct yourself when it's time to, um, that what makes a good man. You know what I mean? But outside of that, what creates a good man, a good young man with mothers is when when a mother can when she could display what she's asking for. If you tell your son you need to be a respectful man, keep yourself clean, go to school, get a great job, and do these things to, to sustain yourself as a young man becoming an adult, you can't have a guy laying up in your bed and he's just lounging around the house. He's not helping out. He's not doing the things that you want your son to be. So I think there's that you have to find a my question for the ladies would be, what is the method that you would use to create this young man who will become, a great man one day? What is the method you're using? If you're just telling him stuff just to tell him stuff, but you're not following through on your side, then 9 times out of 10 he's gonna see that as a young teenager, and he's not gonna follow through. You know what I'm saying? So what
yeah,
is the method that you
that
would
makes sense.
use to create this young man?
I
I
think you
really
said it.
dislike. Sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Lola.
I was just gonna say, I think the answer is in the question. I think you kind of spelled it out because in parenting, period, male or female, if you tell your children what to do and then show them how to do something else, you're gonna learn the hard way that how humans work. But I think what it is, actually, I know if you're expecting your son to grow up to be a clean cut guy, to just respect people, have a high respect for women, to be trustworthy as a friend, to know his place around elders, to always be a go getter, to vet women correctly, don't bring no scallywag home. You gotta represent the type of woman you want him to bring home. That way, there's a clear line of delineation between what you gonna accept and what you not. And you like for me, don't get me wrong, when my sons ain't around, I drink out the bottle in my refrigerator. But when they here, I go get a cup. I demand that they wash each dish, that they share, that they don't eat at a dirty table all the time, and they not spilling stuff, and they clean up behind us. Like they don't see me dress no kind of way that I wouldn't expect their wife to dress. You see what I'm saying? But I have like sometimes I feel like wearing spaghetti string shirts and going to the market real quick, but I don't do that because I know at any given time, like that's just it's like certain things you wear out in public, certain things you don't. And I hate that. Like I hate when women wear bonnets like out in public. I hate that with a third passion.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Like it's like you wake up every day, get your hair done. But this is what I do to set the example for how to be the woman that I expect for him to look up to and actually ultimately vet. Now, I can't be the example of a man, but for everything else, like you say, I set the example of if I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. If I tell you that I'm gonna do something correct and I don't do it, I learn to apologize first, not to make excuses. These are small things that I set the example for, like in your statement. But other than that, there's no real method. It's just how humans are. If I see you doing fuck shit and then you want to tell me, oh, don't be like me, I think I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Very true. Very true.
So my character as a woman can never be determined by the man that I'm dating. So I am always going to be a strong mom to my son in this hypothetical situation that doesn't make sense. However, it's very important that there be a reintroduction of the word and. Just because I've chosen this type of man to take residence with, it has nothing to do with the character or values that I want to teach my son. And again, he is going to see the character of me regardless of who I'm dating. So if my true mission is my son, then I'm going to ensure, hey, you might recognize it here. You see where I'm being contradictory here. Yet this is my relationship. This has nothing to do with you. Your character is what's the only thing you can control. That's where that separation or that introduction of the word and needs to be put into place.
Goddess, can I, you say some real stuff, and this right here, this is what I'm trying to get at with that is because as a young man, what we see, you accept, we think women like. What we see our mother accept is what we think women like, or what we think a vast majority of women will accept. So I understand what you're saying. But if you are a mother and let's just say you're with a man and he's incompetent, he's abusive, and he's whatever, even though I should stay in a child's place or a teenager's place, and that's none of my business. What I'm seeing, I'm thinking women will accept this type of behavior because my mother's gonna accept this type of behavior. And I'ma think as a man, I should go about this way of maintaining a woman because the man who's in front of me got my mom's like this.
So what I hear is you're incapable of independent thought. You can only be and make your decision based off of your surroundings, which then takes away the premise of the capability of being a leader. So you can understand where I would be hesitant in this particular hypothetical situation we currently find ourselves in. I would not be able to trust you as a man in this particular situation because you created a situation where you cannot be trusted. So
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
I got
hold
okay.
On. Wait, hold on, young blood. Evolution, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So when I look at my notes, right? Wait.
Okay.
Are we saying that it's okay for a woman to like go outside and like be outside at night? Like that's cool?
Yeah, a woman can be outside at night. Why we can't be outside at night, Push?
What do you mean?
You mean like a single mother to be outside at night and not with her kids?
The woman don't go outside after sundown. No.
Push, it's 2024.
What?
It's 2024. Most women are harder than men now.
Man, I don't give a fuck about that. If this woman wait, hold on. Wait, let me get an understanding. Are we talking about a committed woman or a single woman?
Well, we're talking about single mothers.
It's a single woman, yeah.
A single woman has no need to be outside, right, at night after Sunday. No.
Why is that?
What do you mean?
What if she has a babysitter and she wants to go out at night on the town?
That mean,
or
man,
just
no,
a break from
no.
her
I
job.
think he means
Hell
like
no.
not.
Listen,
not
if the single mom got a babysitter, right? That means she finna go out and do the same fucking shit again.
That does not mean that. She might
Yes,
want a break
it
from her
does.
kids.
Oh Lord.
All right.
They can't get a break from their kids.
All right, I'm gonna work from the kids. She should have chose a different baby daddy.
But if she didn't, she got to be with the kids 24/7.
Again,
that's her fault.
That's how kids get hurt.
Man,
a woman
that's your
is
fault.
allowed.
That's her fault. How the
A
hell
woman-
we gonna be? How the hell the next man gonna be responsible about her bad decision? That's not
Okay,
right.
so it's never it's never a place to tell somebody else or police somebody else's social life, because ultimately that's not an indicator of how good or bad they are as a parent.
Wait, she said police? Police? What you need police for?
Like the delegate, like to tell
Monitor.
somebody what to do with their body and
control.
Yeah.
So my thing is this: Are we
Like to
saying?
control.
Are we
I'm with
saying?
Kamala. I don't know the hell you talking about. You talking about Project 2025? I ain't got nothing to do with that shit.
Is he trolling?
So my thing is this.
Answer the
Who's
question.
Hey, bro. Hey, somebody better say something.
So my thing is this. Are we saying the type of man that a woman is dealing with as a single mother, it doesn't affect the maturity of the son? Because listen, we look at that. We may not say nothing to you, mom. We may not bring it up because it's not in our place to, bring that up. But we pick that up the same way how a father would treat women the way that he would want his daughter to be treated. And he want his daughter to see, yo, listen, this is how men treat women and this is how men do things. Anything outside of this, I don't know what to tell you. So I'm saying, does that factor stands with women, or for women, it's like, yo, I got my relationship. This has nothing to do with you. You still got to be a good man.
Can you stand with that same confidence knowing you reside in New York City, which is very heavily populated with drug usage? Were you ever susceptible to that? Were you accountable for the drug usage in the society in which you were raised? What are we talking about here? There's too many ways that we can flip and twist and do all kinds of dances here.
All right,
Yet it still comes back to, are you as a man able to have independent thought? Hey, my mom is dating this kind of man. I don't want to be that kind of man. Or, hey, look, he's taking advantage of her and not having to do anything. That looks like fun. It really still comes back to you as the man. Doesn't matter how I raised you.
But you don't think that a young man would think maybe this is what women respond to?
Okay, so I'll say this, right? I hear what Goddess is saying, but I don't necessarily agree per se. I'm from the school of thought that everything you do and don't do is a reflection of you. That includes your choices as well. Your children look at everything you choose, from who you deal with to where you live at to the clothes you wear, the scent you use. Everything, children notice that about you, and it says something in terms of what represents you, right? So that's the school of thought I come from. I do believe that who you choose as a mate and who you don't choose affects your children. For instance, you might be a great mom, right, doing everything you're supposed to be doing, but if your children, male or female, never see anybody loving on you, that's psychologically going to get them used to seeing a woman alone, nobody showing affection. They might not be affectionate because they just didn't see it growing up. And in this world, you can't afford to be socially awkward in your relationship. So it's like this is what I'm saying. Everything you do, your choices and non-choices, will affect your children's psyche. That's why I always say, as a single mom, sure, your children will have challenges because living in different homes or living only in your home and not seeing dad or whatever the case may be. that's going to have an effect on them. But at the same time, you see what I'm saying? There's other choices that you can make that may, let's say, compensate for that. And that is, well, don't choose certain types of men. And when you do choose men, understand why. It's a social contract that you're in, not only with yourself and the man you're involved with, but your children, because they benefit or disbenefit from your relationship. When you're happy as a woman and your son see you living a nice life with the person that you with, and you hugging and kissing on you, and he's showing protection over you and stuff like that, and they see that, whether they biological male, female, the daddy, doesn't matter. They see their mother being loved correctly, and that imparts on them. So that's how I feel about that. I know Goddess has a different perspective per se, and I get where she's coming from in terms of, yeah, you do have your own mind that, like, for instance, every man in this chat right now, no, there's a certain aspect of their father that they choose not to be like with their sons because they have a mind of their own. So it's like, I get where she's coming from, but I would say, to answer your question, I err on the side that everything you do and don't do represents you as a person.
Yeah.
And I've just reached a space in which I've absolved myself of any shame that the public can carry, because that's where a lot of that stuff comes from. So I myself am not responsible, nor do my children reflect me. As soon as you move out of the house, you're on your own, kiddo. And we had that conversation today, so I recognize where that comes from. Yet look at how abused we were as children, because we were taught that we had to act a certain way in public. Otherwise, we were bad, and behaviors happen. So that's not a reflection of a bad child. It's a reflection of a bad moment. Yet we don't allow ourselves those moments. So I absolve myself of that. I have no shame, no guilt. You can't hold me accountable for what I've experienced or lived through, or what I currently am going through now, and that's where a lot of that comes from, is that need to not create an ability to be shamed. Fuck y'all. You can shame me all you want,
Good point.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think it's a good point, but I think maybe what We Up is trying to understand is maybe an overall point, but just generally speaking, just to kind of say the truth to it. At the end of the day, most people will judge your habits as an adult by how your mother, not even your father, how your mother raised you. That's the reality we face in society. However, your mother is not always the reason why you are what you are. Sometimes you are what you are because you didn't have a mother. Sometimes you are what you are because your mother did everything she was supposed to, and you just wanted to be like your friends. So it's not always a matter of how your mother raised you, but it is to be taken as a case by case basis. And I told my children, I said, when you go out into the world and you act the fool, the first thing they're going to say is, who raised you?
Who raised you?
And then when they find out, like, no, your mother raised y'all a certain way, then now they got to figure out, well, what happened to you? And that's where, like God has said, this is where you come in at. It don't got shit to do with me. But see, I understand the reality. People going to look at me first and be like, oh, your children, your son doesn't know how to speak correctly. Like, where were you at? Like,
Yeah, I understand, Goddess. I understand everybody. That's all I just have
Well
to say. I
said,
know
guys. I just wanted to share something on a personal note, because I am a single mother who is, I would say, I'm still vivacious and I still got it going on. Now,
Yes.
there's a very fine line, because my kids have never met anybody that I physically encountered. Why? Because it's none of their business. Another reason why, it's because I feel like if I were to find somebody that it just makes sense with, that would be the time to be introducing them. And that could be due to my upbringing, that could be due to my own trauma. It's just, at this point, it's just a conscious effort. I don't want them seeing me with a bunch of dudes, not because I'm a religious person, but because I just don't want them to. I don't trust humans very much, because there's a lot of fucking predators. So there are certain things, as free, wild spirited that I am, that I ain't doing.
Yeah, and I respect that.
And I was more
I respect
Sorry.
that.
You guys got it.
I was just going to say, I was more focused on them understanding if the AC breaks, that they don't go into full-fledged panic because all of a sudden they're delicacies and they're uncomfortable, or if they have a struggle week, they know that they can go get some ramen noodles and some eggs and they're set. I wanted to focus more on the shit that was important because ultimately it doesn't matter what I tell my daughters about a man or a woman, they're going to date who they want to date. So I only have so much say in any of that anyway.
Yeah, yeah. But with that, I'm about to skate off so somebody else can get on. I gotta do something. But what I'm trying to say is, when a child sees that, what happens is you show them boundaries. We learn boundaries. You know what I'm saying? A young man is not gonna understand boundaries like that. It'll take him a while to understand it. But if you're showing him boundaries, if you're showing him, listen, hey, what just happened or whatever, you should never do that. A man should never do that. Not because I'm saying it, because these are the reactions. This is what happens when you are a man and you're a certain type of way. These are the reactions that you get. Now, you can't tell your son to be a productive man and to respect himself, but the man that lives with you, he's not productive. He doesn't respect himself. He doesn't respect you. He doesn't respect any boundaries. And I understand that for a young man, it's like, yo, like I said, it's mind your business because, mom, she got her boyfriend or whatever the situation is. But men soak that up. Young men soak that up. Same thing with a young girl. A young girl will, probably be with her pops or whatever. And if he's being abusive to the woman that he's with, she's not going to want to associate with that. But she's going to have those patterns where there isn't going to be any boundaries. She's going to think that love is abuse because her father showed her, like, yo, listen, love is abuse. She's going to process it like that. She's not going to understand. But if you was to set the boundaries based on your partner or whoever you're with, your young man can see that. And he could be like, all right, my mom wouldn't accept that. Or, she wouldn't accept that around us. Or my dad wouldn't accept that. And I'm going to follow these boundaries and these principles because this is the way that it's supposed to be. Because I'm being taught this.
Right, but you
That's
also
all.
realize that it creates that other narrative that people like to use as ammunition against people, in which you are showing men, boys, however you want to frame it, to overstep their role with even in the home itself. So these men now, based off this narrative, feel that, okay, let's just say they see this abusive man and they themselves say, hey, that looks cool, and then they overstep because they fight the boyfriend. Well, then they've stepped into the man of the house role, so now the mom is dating her son. You see how it can get a little muddy? There's no accountability in these hyperbole conversations that we have.
I got a question, y'all. Can a woman raise a son by herself? Is it possible? And he is productive in society. Can it happen?
It's possible. Look at Barack Obama.
It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible.
Okay. Somebody, I'm not going to say who because I ain't going to put them out there. They sent me a clip, right? And I went to see the whole clip. But I couldn't find it in a little shorter time that I had. So look at this. I only saw a little bit of it, but it was interesting what I saw. I guess they wanted me to have the shorter version of it. I don't know if it's gonna be funny or not, but I told them I was gonna play it. So y'all look at this and tell me what y'all think, right? Okay, I just want to wait until y'all can see it so I can play it. Okay, so all right, so here you go, y'all.
When he was raised by a woman, how can you be mad at your ex, at your baby's father, when he was raised by a woman? And his father was raised by a woman. And his father's father was raised in a single parent house. It's like, come on, really. It's not all their fault. It's not all their fault. I'm not excusing the behavior, but it's not all their fault. Systemic racism broke up the black communities and broke up the black families. And we have not been able to recover since. Since the fucking crack epidemic, we have not been able to recover, to restore the community. And that's why there's broken men out there. How can you be mad
Okay,
at your
so
ex, at
what do
your
y'all? Let
baby's
me stop.
father?
What do y'all think
I'm
about
so
that?
sick of hearing that. I'm so sick of
I am
hearing.
too.
I'm
I
sick of
Yeah,
it's a
hearing.
cop out.
I'm
It's a
sick.
huge
Yeah,
cop
I'm sick
out.
of hearing that.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sick
So
of
the
hearing that.
person that sent me that probably was going to say that tonight. I don't know why they didn't come,
I'm so sick of hearing that because
but
You
I had to say it.
what is racism or any of that has to do with you being a productive parent right now? I hate that excuse.
Now,
I really hate that excuse, yo.
Can
yes,
I?
because that was a long time
My
ago.
my issue isn't even him making a statement, because a question is a question, right? There are no dumb questions. The issue is, I would like to know, does he have children by someone he's not in a relationship with? Because I've talked to thousands of parents working for Department of Child Support, and I can tell you right now, nobody is mad at the other parent because they are just mad at the other parent. No, I've had plenty men. Let's just do this. Let's do this, right? I've had many men that call my office upset at the fact that baby moms don't like the fact that he bring different women around the kids when he come pick the kids up.
Wow.
That don't have nothing to do with how you were raised. I don't care if your mother was a crack addict. You should know, if you want this court order to go right, don't bring nobody with you when you go bring and pick up your kids.
Yes.
Honestly, like, just like that don't have nothing to do with systemic racism. That has to do with, listen, you don't want other men around your children specifically. So what the fuck? This has nothing to do with racism. I'm tired of it. There are some times where we can talk about racism, but I think as black people, we need to move slightly to the left with that.
No, we
Like,
need to move. No, we need to move all. We need to move all the way to the left with that shit. Not
no, I'll
slightly,
give it.
all the way.
I'll give it a little bit, because I don't want to take that completely off the table. But I think in his case, he's making too much of a deal, saying, "Well, why are you mad at him? He was raised by a single mother." That's not why anybody is upset with anybody. Like, your
So
your baby mother might be upset with you because every time you come get the kids, you keep the clothes that she bought and send them back in bullshit, and people don't like seeing their money wasted. That is not just being mad at your baby daddy and single mother shit. It's like, if it was a dog, you send your dog to somebody and it's clean and cut, then the dog come back looking like he got the mange and shit. The fuck you gonna be upset? It's a dog.
Yeah.
you
Yes.
guys
And
you
you know what
guys
it is? A lot
realize
of these
though,
men. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Goddess. Go ahead.
a lot of do you recognize the rationalization and the justification that we will make to the issues that we take a stand against? You see how we create our own conflict, how we are our own oppressor, because it's almost like, hey, we used to have family that were slaves. I still need to be angry for that today, which is going to prevent me from ever seeing other options available to me, because I'm already preset to determine that it's just not going to be there. When are we going to stop that narrative and start talking about today? Because that was a whole cop out. That was, hey, I can't help it that I'm a bad guy. I was raised by a woman. What the hell does that mean?
Yes, I was
Yeah.
shocked when I saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is this person's rhetoric, and I think all that old school stuff, we need to leave that back. Like, all that stuff is outdated. Like, why are we even thinking about that stuff and not doing what's going on now? You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's just like when people say, "Oh, I'm traditional, I'm old school." It's like, yo, you outdated then. You got to come into the future. You got
This,
to say it with all of us.
you know, my
Me?
thing. My thing with a lot of these fathers is this.
Hold on,
My
bro.
thing with a lot of
Is she
these
talking
fathers
to me?
is,
Hold on.
you know,
Hey,
you
Evolution,
know
are you
what
talking to
it
me? You say,
takes.
hold
You know
on,
what it
bro.
Hold on
takes.
1 minute, push. You go right after
You know,
Will.
and as a father, you know, and this is for the fathers that's separated, because I got some friends who's going through this, and I don't understand how they don't go through this. Whether if you was raised in a single parent home or not, if you're co-parenting, you know, as a human being, not even as a father, as a human being, there's different seasons in the year. You got winter, spring, summer, fall. When it's hot outside, kids need what? Summer clothes. When it's warm outside, kids need summer clothes. When it's fall, they need fall clothes. When it's winter, they need winter clothes. Why are you not, and I'm not saying just using money, but your excuses on why you can't provide the necessary basic things for another human being that you created and didn't say because of systemic racism sounds fucking crazy. So you're telling me you opt out of being a father because of what happened way back or whatever was passed way back during racism and all that. It was still families going. So why now does it stop? But back then it was still going. You know for a fact that if the woman has the child, to alleviate the stress is to do what's right. Take care of your kid, call your kid, pick your kid up whenever you can pick your kid up if you can, but still make sure your kid has the basic necessities, the basic things so that everything could be fine. Show up to your kid's school for the parent teacher conference. You're not doing nothing big. Realistically, you're not doing nothing big. You're just being a human being. You know what I'm saying? And when you come to men, when men do this thing where it's like, oh, don't blame him. Yes, I do blame you. Because you want to know why? Because it's fucking 0 degrees out here and you ain't buy no fucking boots and no coats for your kids. And you out here talking about you don't know how to be a father because you wasn't raised right. Don't you got boots?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Don't you got a coat? Don't you got somewhere nice to live? Don't you, is your living comfortable situation good? Yeah. So why the fuck you don't want that for your kid? And then if you can't produce that for your kid, you blame it on your mother and how you was raised? There's no excuse for that. Or racism? There's no excuse for that.
It is an excuse. And this the crazy part, right? If you could pick up that your mom struggled, all this stuff, you didn't pick up that you didn't want to be like her, so you probably should have wore a condom. Like, this is stuff I be thinking about. Like, why struggle like you saw your mom struggle? If you feel like you bad because of your mother, why go and make another mother? You get what I'm saying?
But that goes to his point that men will just basically repeat the mistakes of how they're raised, and which to a degree I agree with. But the issue he's talking about is your more mundane day-to-day issues that people are saying, hey, this is childish for you to even be engaging in order, like, because the same thing can be said about Black women that are crazy and do crazy stuff with children. Why you can't blame her because she didn't have a father to teach her to value a man. You can't blame Black women for acting crazy and keeping their kids away from you. She didn't have a father to see that right there. That's some bullshit.
Crazy. It's no accountability for anyone.
And it all comes down to, is the person a mature adult? Because just because the relationship ended, that doesn't mean that all of a sudden we have all this ammunition that we are going to take everything that you ever did to me and now use that against you in order to hurt you because we are no longer together. There is an ownership that needs to still take place, yet we can't get there because we fight through bitterness. We fight through hurt feelings. We don't ever give anybody the permission to say, hey, you hurt my feelings, without feeling to be like, well, I wouldn't have done that if you hadn't have done this. Like, that tit for tat mentality is why a lot of the relationships break up, because there's no space for them to be their individual self while in the relationship. It's like we have to morph into this one person when we're together, and that's just unrealistic.
Yeah, no, I feel that. We had some good subjects in this. Y'all had kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but I wanted to ask y'all, is it mandatory that you need male figures so that these kids, especially the boys, the young boys, that they can be good men?
Of course.
Like, so they can have like an example or a role model.
It ain't even just role model, because a woman can kind of, like my uncles and my grandfather and then my father were more my role models than my mom, but they can't teach me motherhood. They can't teach me how to be a woman.
Right.
They can maybe teach me masculinity in the face of femininity, right? But they were my role models. But I do still needed women around to show me, hey, there's a certain way a woman moves. You see what I'm saying? From a woman, like you learn how a woman move from a dude too, but it's a different way. But men need other men because we're human. For instance, elephants, they teach each other what kind of plants not to eat. They can't be around humans and learn that.
Can we just get to a space where we say that children and adults need each other? You know, we get into the boys need their fathers. Well, us girls need our dads too. You know, we need to have that soft voice that's going to tell us everything's going to be okay. You know, we don't give attention to but one freaking gender. We talk about the boys as it relates to the men, and we talk about the women as it relates to everything else. Where is the community and the bring togetherness of the raw black spirit? We are intentionally breaking ourselves down in the conversation that we are saying is meant to bring us together.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking, can a man raise, how can I say this? If we flip it, right? Can a man raise a young woman to be a good woman?
I mean, can a man stick his finger up your vagina and help you understand when you got a yeast infection?
That's good. That's that's very good.
And you know what I'm talking about. Like before you know, if like men can't do that. You know, the mani petties, that's not for heterosexual men.
I think that's really unfair, because then we are dismissing the father and speaking to the importance of the fact that we get to violate our children in a different kind of way. You know, I think that it does a true harm to the black man, because we are sitting here telling them that this is what we expect of them, yet we will criticize them in the same breath saying you are not as valuable as me. And this is not against you specifically, Miss Oshun. I'm just stating in a general purpose, because I really am seeing a detrimental conversation transpire in so many different rooms where the message is strength to the black woman, but you know what? You got an attitude problem, you know, or black men need to be providers, but you know what? I don't like the way you wear your tennis shoe. You know, it's so asinine in which we will place restrictions on places we're looking to build each other up. We're working backwards.
I get that. I get that, guys. It's just that two things can be true at the same time. It's never a matter of who's more important. But when we say, can a man do the same job as a woman as far as taking care of kids? Often in these spaces online, people will say, well, single fathers can raise children better, right? But then when you look at, well, the psychological needs of a child from a mom, take that away, it has the same psychological damage effect as taking away a father. That's because they're equally needed. So I can't sit here and say, as a man, just because you can scream louder and have that voice, that you can raise children to be fully functional because you're a man, but I can't because I need a man in a relationship. That don't even make sense. So that's what I'm saying. Equally, a man, I can't teach my sons how to, you know, really hold their nuts. I can't. I just can tell them, please do that. I can't teach them how. I can't expect them to, you know, like certain things men give each other that they need. So I can't come here and say, well, you know, yeah, I could do the same thing, if not better. No, I can't. And that's the truth. But we're not used to hearing it how evolution acts. Evolution said, well, can you do my job as a man? And the answer is no. There's certain things when it comes to a boy, he can only learn from his mother. He can't go on a date with his father and learn how to be loved by the first woman in his life. He will never learn that from his father. So now, it's certain things you can't do, only mama can do. But it equally works vice versa. But we're not used to arguing that point per se online.
The other point. Yeah, very true. Because that just made me think. I was like, yo, if we turn it around, you get what I'm saying? Because I think that if I had to be raised on my father, I'd have been way worse. Like, because it was certain things that to pull me aside and be like, look, you know what I'm saying? And I was able to get it because that was a woman. So I kind of get when y'all say that a man definitely needs to be around some type of a role model. I had found a good clip from Steve Harvey that was very interesting. It was very heartwarming, you know what I'm saying? I'm a sensitive thug, but it did kind of pull on my heartstrings, but y'all kind of already proved the points. I don't know if I should play it or not, but it was very interesting to see young boys talk about, and their mother, talk about how the man was needed or some type of role model. Like, it don't have to be the father. And, I wanted to ask, matter of fact, I'm going to play the clip because I got a question for y'all. And this might help y'all answer it. Hopefully it's not too long. I'll cut it after a little while. But y'all tell me what y'all think about what they're saying. Here. I just want to wait to make sure y'all can see it first. A little delayed on my side. All right.
They want to make good choices. It's just they have a hard time. And if they don't have someone to emulate, it's that much harder for them.
Yeah, see, that's the truth of it. And what I try to get single moms to understand is that wanting to have someone to emulate, it cannot be you. Because what they struggling with and what they trying to figure out, man, can only be taught by a man. I'm telling you, Jalen, let me ask you something, man. How do you think it went?
I think it went really good because first when Ben came, I thought he was a stranger to me. And I didn't want to say anything to him, I thought this was a joke at first. I didn't really take it serious. But then at the end of the day, I started thinking, I was like, this is somebody that can help me out. This is somebody that is successful in life. They've done things that I would like to do, be very successful. When I got stuff off my chest, like manhood, he said it's real, the real world. It's crazy. Things happen. It's not given to you. Things aren't given to you. You have to work for it.
Hey, Evolution.
So, can y'all still hear it? Okay.
Yeah, no, I heard it. Can we address this comment, Mr. Duncan's comment in the chat? Okay. Can we pull that one up?
Sure.
It says, Mr. Duncan says the only thing a male will need help with, the only thing, is with the menstrual cycle. Other than that, I think a man can raise a girl. Now, this is the mentality that someone else spoke to as far as our culture making distinctions and fighting over what a male can do versus a woman can do. No white man is about to sit and say the only thing he need a woman for is for a menstrual cycle. No white man gonna sit there and say that. You see what I'm saying? They're not gonna make that political statement. And this is a highly politicized statement to say that a woman isn't needed except for when she bleeding, and that's letting us know she ain't pregnant. That right there is misogynistic right there.
So hold on. No. To be fair, you just had a same conversation in which we can stick our finger up our daughter's vagina to check for a yeast infection.
I didn't say that. I didn't say we stick our fingers up her vagina. I mean,
I'm just saying.
So I didn't. No, that right there is molestation. That's not what I was talking about. But the point is,
I'm just saying
to raise a girl, though.
Take that away. You use the same argument with the yeast infection that he is providing with the menstrual cycle. Can you see how we are just a little bit more defensive because it's coming from a man? In no way is that he is not attacking us in that statement. Hold on. He is just providing an opinion. Yes, he fully believes that a man can raise a woman. Yet you told him he was a misogynist because of the offense we take in the way we read a comment.
Okay, guys, hold on. I'm not taking it offensively. What I said earlier, and that was just one example. And to Evolution's point, women are more than just what goes in and out of their vagina. It was just an example to show there's certain things only women can explain to other women because we are women. That was my point. Now, to his point, he is saying there's only one thing that he can't teach a woman, which is about the menstrual cycle. Just one thing in the whole world. Just one thing. Other than that, He's equal as a woman, and that's not what any of us up here believes, that men are equal to women, except for the obvious, which is he don't have a uterus. Like that right there just sums us down to our menstrual.
I really do
I
feel
don't
it's an
understand.
unfair assumption just based off of a general
What's
opinion
the
shared.
what is
We're adding additional variables to a statement. He is just he's doing the same thing we are doing, saying that we could raise a son. He's just saying, hey, I might not be able to do the menstrual cycle, but we are adding those additional variables and creating an argument to hold him accountable for something he should not be held accountable for.
I'm not holding him accountable for anything, because I can't enforce anything. That's 1, 2. Nobody up here tonight said that we can raise a boy and that's just it. Nobody said that. Not one person tonight. So I don't know why you think that we're attacking him when I say he said the only, as in one singular thing that I need a woman for is to help her with her menstrual cycle. Now, mind you, he don't actually need a woman for that. He could go hire a maid for that. So what he's saying is relationships are necessary. Moms are not necessary. Women teaching girls how to be women isn't necessary. We're not making that argument on our end for men and boys. So I don't know where you pick up.
So we're missing opportunity. We're missing opportunity to recognize that he's giving acknowledgement that there are places in which he would need a woman's tutelage.
He's not
he just
doing
called
that.
he called attention. He called attention to one.
He didn't say that.
He called attention to one area.
No,
one area.
Listen to the first 2 words. The only, meaning there's only one thing. Not there's this is something. He's saying the only thing a male needs. That's a singular statement.
I think that it's just opportunity to have. I think it's just opportunity to argue, because it doesn't matter what narrative he used in a text conversation. We are adding the additional variable to create argument.
We're not adding an additional
variable. That's not creating an argument. It's telling the truth. If they think that that's the only thing it takes to raise a woman, she doomed from coming out the vagina.
He's delusional.
It's very hard to raise I think it's even harder to raise a girl than it is a boy. Because they could go through way more stuff than the menstrual cycle. You got what I'm saying? And wait until she meet the boy that she likes. That's a whole nother world right there. So I just don't want the men to think that that's it, because that ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they know most men that have children. Most men that have children know that you need a woman in the house when you have girls. It can't just be a bunch of men. You need a woman in the house, period. But that's what I'm saying. This right here, that's why I called it misogynistic to sit and equate women down to their menstrual cycles. It's misogynistic to think a little girl don't need an example, but little boys need role models. Like, that's misogynistic at its best right here.
Just on how to wash, she need a woman. You know what I'm saying? Just off of that alone, before we even get to the period. You know,
but you guys do not recognize, and you guys are not seeing that we are providing the exact evidence that they need to show why men should raise the boys. Because we are saying, hey, we've got menstrual cycles, we've got emotions, we've got all of these things, and yet we expect our men to not show that. Do you see how we are setting ourselves up to never end the argument?
I didn't say that.
No, we didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
We didn't say that.
It's funny when I paraphrase, you take issue. Yet y'all have been paraphrasing a lot. That is, just stay to the context of the conversation. We are
the whole show.
This man gave his opinion, and we're holding him to the fire. That's my point.
We've been holding everybody to the fire up here, right?
No,
everybody.
we haven't.
And when we didn't feel like it was right, look, we were holding we up to the fire too. You definitely been holding we up to the fire. Ain't nobody say nothing on that. You got to say, if you felt he was wrong, you said it. He felt you was wrong, he said it. Now, I'm just saying, it's no way in the world, and I don't want any man to think that it's easy to raise a girl. It is one of the hardest things you were ever going to do by yourself. You get what I'm saying? Like dads know, the dads out there know that you can't even wipe your baby a certain way when she a girl. Or she'll have internal problems and everything. So that's a hard battle right there. I'd rather raise a boy than a girl. I always said that. You get what I'm saying? Because girls go through a lot. a lot. So we just didn't want him to think like that's the only thing, and he go out there, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be sadly mistaken with that one. You know what I'm saying?
But evolution, someone like Mr. Duncan here probably assumes that because a man can go to work and teach a woman how to have a job and be a good citizen, that he's teaching her, how to be in a relationship, how to be a good friend, how to be. At the end of the day, children they have two sides of their brain for a reason, not one. If you operating with one eye, you're going to miss a lot of stuff. Like, seriously, it's like when you got two of something, you need it. It ain't no just one. The only thing you might be able to get away with two is kidneys. And even then, you got to be extra careful. So it's like you need both. And again, it's like when we get away from needing both and we get into the politics of, well, the only thing I need you for is this. Now we can say, well, two men can raise a girl. They don't need a woman. As long as one man is showing that he's feminine. We don't need women at all. Like that right there is a problem. Nobody up here is saying we don't need men. What we're saying is the way the human brain works. You see what I'm saying? Boys need men, women need women, and then we need each other in the reverse in a different way. But it's like when people sit here and say this, it's like, have you been listening to this conversation? Maybe he's been listening to other conversations, and that's the rhetoric that he's picking up on. And so he's spewing it here. I don't know. But clearly, a menstrual cycle, like, okay, sir.
Yeah. I feel like, I'll be honest, I had two parents. I wish everybody could have two parents. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it don't work like that. I don't think that a woman can raise. Now we know it happens all the time because there are so many single mothers out there. But I think the boys are going to miss something. You get what I'm saying? They're going to be without something. But then I can also say, I had my parents all my life, and I can't remember, as I'm sitting, I can't remember them ever reaching over and kissing each other. And maybe that's why I'm so hard on men. Maybe that's why I'm not as affectionate. You get what I'm saying? 34 years they had together. You know what I'm saying? So, this is stuff I be thinking about. So you're going to miss something either way. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you definitely need the other.
So I can understand how and why you guys share the perspective you do. I'm just going to step to the side and say, Mr. Duncan, thank you for at least acknowledging one facet of what you would not truly be able to handle when raising a daughter. I think the fact that you answered the question should at least be acknowledged. I think we're so quick to just attack people for just small snippets of opinions. We are 360 individuals. We can't judge a parent based off of a conversation we have on a YouTube channel. We asked a question, he provided an opinion. We don't, and we shouldn't, provide descriptive narratives to determine what these particular people are. We can't place those jackets on people. We actually are sitting here representing, who we are as a person. And so our opinions are valid. Yet we are quick to dismiss the opinions of others. It's just counterproductive.
Well, guys, I respect your opinion, but I think you need to kind of clearly define dismissing somebody's opinion and just stating your own opinion. It's like dismissing somebody's opinion means not acknowledging it at all. That's dismissive. Me saying, hey, this statement is misogynistic because women are more than their menstrual cycles. That is not me overly judging him or attacking him. I'm talking about his statement. I ain't talking about his parentship. I'm not talking about who he is as a man. I'm not saying that he's a bad parent, but that statement is problematic and I justified it. I didn't say it's problematic because I said literally he used the first two words, the only thing. He didn't say one thing is this such and such. So he said the only thing. And that right there in the English language says that what you're doing is summing things down to a singular object. That's what that is. And that's not an attack. We can go on attack as you was earlier in the conversation.
And he did provide further information that he has an 18-year-old daughter. So it's not just
that 18-year-old daughter could be dead because he deleted it, as far as I know. I'm not judging that. I'm judging the statement he made right here.
And we don't attack people on this show. What we don't do is attack. But if we feel like, we have an opinion about something you saying, hey, we're going to say it. You know what I'm saying? As we all do. Not just one. All of us do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, Mr. Duncan, I don't want you to feel like you're attacked. You probably should carry him up if you want to give us more text. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but we wasn't attacking you. We just had an opinion like everybody else had tonight. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want you to come back, Mr. Duncan. You know what I'm saying? Can we get a little bit more? Did you raise the child on your own? Like with no woman or like give us a little more subtext. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about it. Hey, the link is there. I would love for some more people to come up. You know, y'all let me know. I'll put the link back, you know. Yeah, maybe he should have worded it better. Yeah, that could have been it too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, you know, like I said, it is all subjective. We all got opinions. Mrs. Duncan, I want you to cam up. Because I'm going to be honest, I still think it's harder to raise a girl. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think a man can do it. Everything that needs to be, I just don't feel that way. But then you got others that say, you know, a woman can raise a man, you know, and there's nothing that's missing. You know, so I guess it's all opinions. Like, you know, we never know with that. You know what I'm saying? I just had another question.
You can tell the difference between when you meet a man, right, and he's the oldest child versus he's an only child. Like in his personality, he's going to be different. And that's because of siblings. So a lot of times an only child is going to act a certain way in a relationship versus someone who's used to moving as a unit. That a lot of people say they prefer people who know how to move as a unit with other people versus people who are used to being alone. So it's like that's a big factor in the relationship. And now we outside the realm of parentship. Now we inside the realm of, you know, your peers. You see what I'm saying? Which has almost an equal force on you in terms of influence as your parents. Your parents are the only influence there. And guys, that goes back to your point. The influences around oftentimes equal to parentship, if not more. So it's like at the end of the day, these children, the environment they in is just as much their parent as you are and their fathers. You could be together in a house with a man and your children do what them twins did and turn around and kill their grandparents. I mean, delete their grandparents like crazy people. That can happen.
Yeah, that was
and
crazy.
I want to go on record as a mom of basically all girls. It is not fucking easy to raise a girl. Or you lost your goddamn mind. We have to circumnavigate so many damn emotions.
I said that. But I didn't saying it.
But I would be amiss to not give recognition to the fact it would be a lot easier if there was a man to navigate it with, which is really the basic principle of the conversation is how can we get to union instead of always fighting semantics, because ultimately when we turn off our cameras, our opinion is not going to be truly reflective in our day-to-day lives because we have to face our own realities.
And I see Saul. What's up, Saul Sanchez? No, I don't have any kids. Don't you see how happy I'm always? I be happy as hell.
Wow, happy I am. Come on there.
Even though women can be multiplicitous in their intent, I don't think that we are any more difficult than raising a boy. Boys have to learn to hold their emotions in. It doesn't mean that they don't experience them. That's a whole different experience that they have to go through, where we have to learn to understand them without showing them. They have to just not show them. So we have two different lessons in life paths that we are being presented as females and men. So it's never going to be a fair assessment.
Right. I mean, yeah, I get what y'all saying. And you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that didn't offend any other parents, but I'm real happy. Like, I think y'all could tell that I'm kind of like free and, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But if y'all don't know me by now, I always have these conversations, whether you watch my live or you watch my YouTube. We always tied up in the end and give you an answer. I know a lot of y'all doubt me, but I know exactly what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? Now, I might not come out and say, hey, the solution is, You get what I'm saying? But you will get it. and whoever watches this show later on will give it. Now, we just showed why two-parent households are needed. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I know y'all be jumping around because y'all, but I got this. Trust me, I've been doing this for a couple years now. So, and Mr. Duncan, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? We so glad that you here, brother. Mr. Duncan is at work, so he can't come up, and I understand how that is. You get what I'm saying? So we're not gonna be able to hear him. But we want you to come back, Mr. Duncan, because you are interesting. You are very interesting. We would love to know more about you. Huh. Okay, yeah. I mean, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm always gonna think it's gonna be hard to raise girls. Because I'm a girl and I know, like, you know what I'm saying. And I've seen the boys. I got a brother. You know what I'm saying. I understand. I also pretty much raised a niece. You know what I'm saying, until she got of age to where she didn't need us no more. It's hard as hell. You know what I'm saying. So I get that. I don't think y'all ever gonna change my mind on that. But I got one last question, and then we gonna pack it up because we've already put the solution out there. You know what I'm saying? It's already been. I just want to further drive it home with this last question. You know what I'm saying? So the last question is: are stepdads, beneficial? Are stepmoms beneficial? Should they get the same respect as the absentee mother or father for taking on the same role?
That's completely subjective because I feel that many people step into a position and the title just fades away. So I think the stepmom, stepdad moniker carries a really bad connotation. But they serve just as much value as a normal parent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Now let me ask you just one more. Is a stepmom or dad even more valuable because they stepped in and they taking care of other people's kids?
No, I don't want to say they're more valuable. I think value is value. I think from a personal standpoint, it takes more strength personally to take care of someone else's children that you have to parent and know that you have to respect the boundaries that they already have a parent. That's kind of hard because parentship is sort of like kingship, but it's almost like being the hand of the king, but not the king. Yeah, it's kind of hard because you got authority, but a little bit. I don't know.
It's always that you ain't my daddy, you ain't my mommy type
sometimes it be like that, but I mean, it's not that. It's different. It's not even harder from a parentship, but personally, yeah, like being somebody else, taking in somebody else's kids. Obviously, it comes with the territory that's going to be harder. Yeah.
Okay. And I appreciate y'all answering it. They answered on the call. So I'm getting yes.
I would like to hear from Push because he's kind of skated off pretty easy this show. I don't think that he's fulfilled his obligations as co-host.
It's Push awake. He finally sleep.
And I think that this needs to be brought to the table.
Right, because Push may be a stepmom. I'm sorry. Push may be a stepdad. So hey, Push. I hope if you do get into a situation where somebody already has kids, at least they can respect you as taking on somebody else's responsibility and give you that same respect. Because a lot of times, they don't get it. I mean, I'm gonna just put a celebrity situation out there. Look at Russell Wilson and Ciara. They still ain't giving that man his respect. You know what I'm saying? And he done changed that woman's whole life. You know what I'm saying? He one of the best men out here, and he still don't get no respect. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that the step parents get the respect that they should get. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a very selfless job to do, to take care of kids that's not yours. I may have to eventually do it too. You know what I'm saying? So, you never know. I had watched a video recently where a little girl spit on her stepfather. And then when, he wanted to whip her for that, you know what I'm saying? The mother jumped in and was like, no, not my child. I was like, I'd have left her immediately. Like, it's nowhere in the world I could have got over that. You get what I'm saying? And I
yeah,
was gonna put the clip up, but then I was like, I didn't know where it was gonna fit in the segment, but it was really terrible. If y'all ever want to see that clip, I'll DM it to you. Because I was shocked and paused. I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no, and he was holding another baby when she spit on him.
I see so many captions and pictures of parents, Black parents, co-parenting. They have matching jerseys as, baby daddy, baby mama, his wife. They have all of that ability to co-parent together. So I do feel that it's an ability. It's going to be contingent on the people. And now, disobedient child, there needs to be a unified front in front of the child. So if the man's going to discipline, if I take issue with that conversation needs to happen in the room, not in front of the child, because then I'm setting a precedent that they can get away with this kind of behavior if I'm in the room. And that's on me. That's not on them. So,
yeah.
That's a good question. Elevator got too. Are there more step parents than actual parents in relationships in our culture? That's a really good question. I would think so, but you never know. Because I've heard from various, men on social media that the worst thing you can be is a stepmom and especially a stepdad. Like they don't want to take care of nobody else's child. They do not the father and all this stuff. And, and these kids be just left out here. You know what I'm saying? To figure it out themselves. So yeah, at least we showing that you should respect the step parent. They're very beneficial, Yeah, right. Russell gets no respect. Like it's crazy.
Russell don't get no respect from other men. Russell get respect in his house, which is all that really matters.
Russell doesn't get any respect because people like Future more.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Worse.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with him as a man. They like Future more, and so, and Russell, he's a pretty boy. He's gonna catch hate no matter what he does. Not my cup of tea. However, I recognize where that diversity applies when it comes to him.
Christian,
it's popularity contest. How dare you treat a woman good, right? Because then we have a bar that we are not going to be able to meet. Again, comes back to self-accountability. Why are you comparing yourself to him? Did you play professional football? No, you didn't.
Right. You ain't seeing that money.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, see, you ain't my daddy. See what I'm talking about? Hey, we finally getting out here on time tonight. And I think Push is probably has checked out. Push been drinking and smoking and doing his thing. Y'all know how Push is. But we're going to get to the final thoughts, right? And this is a good show. We're not always going to have them shows where we rah. Sometimes we just coming to bring you a message. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Message. I know it was a heavy message today. You know what I'm saying? Or tonight. But I think that we got it. I think we did it in a way that everybody's very respectful to each other. You get what I'm saying? And we was able to put it out there for you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just, we just won't be playing with it, Mm-hmm. The next week topic. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a little ratchet for you. We're gonna get a little ratchet. Cause that one gonna hit a couple of people like, what? So I'm ready for that. You know what I'm saying? The karma for the storm. Right? So let's do these final thoughts, right? So for the newcomers, and thank everybody for subscribing. So before we do the final thought, since I am talking about the subscribing, I just want to show you how to do it real quick. Here we go. All right, please subscribe to the channel, guys. We don't ask for money or anything like that. We just ask for you to just hit the subscribe button on all of the pages. If you miss any of the pages, the YouTube pages, you ever say you want to follow us on, Go right back to the video after this is over. We always put the introductions and where you can find us, follow us at, where you can send us messages. You know, I do take suggestions on topics. Y'all know y'all can find me over at Evolutionary Media, all one word on Instagram, and hit me up with that, and we will get your topic on. We love that stuff. You know, hit the subscribe button, right? Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Please like the video. When you come in, please like the video. If you didn't, when you leave out, please like the video. You know, help our sisters out. And also, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live. Because we do these impromptu shows now, sometimes on Mondays. So, you know, sometimes on the weekend. Sometimes we put Instagram in. You know, so just look out for that, you know, because that's coming. All right, now, I just want to tell you what the final thoughts is, right? So on the Live Ladies podcast, we do something called Final Thoughts. The way we start Final Thoughts, it's like a summary of everything that happened or anything else we want to tell you that we didn't get out, you know what I'm saying, while we was doing the show. We started with Dear Ladies, right? Dear Ladies is how we started. And we got a little intro. You know, thank you guys. Shout out again to PTN and OEU. We're going to try to see if we can wake push up. If not, then, you know, he just missed out. Yeah. Make sure y'all get single, though. You know what I'm saying? He wait for that. Okay. You know, support. That's what we doing. All right? So here we go. We about to start it right now. Ladies, get ready. Here we go. All right, first up, we got the queen, Miss Oshun. We so glad she back. Like, this is good. Here you go, queen.
Okay, so yes, I'm back. I have been up the Himalayan mountains and back. Okay. But yes, it's been great rocking with y'all tonight as always. We keep it lit over here. But yeah, I'll just say, dear ladies, it's 2024. Get off the dumb shit. Okay. You're a parent, just like he's a parent. We all need each other. This whole male-female fighting thing is getting a little out of hand. We forgetting stuff like, you know, we humans, you know, and our children are also little humans. I get it. Sometimes men can be assholes, but sometimes we can be assholes too. But I agree with the ladies here in that, you know, most of the assessments that would help, you know, and it's just simple things. And as I always say, try not to make major changes in your life because you never want to regress and go backwards. Always make small, reasonable changes that you can live with and build on top of small things. Never try to do something huge like, you know, invite your baby daddy back over for dinner to figure out how to be a better, you know, co-parent situation. No, do things like when you're angry, go in the bathroom and think it, or whatever the case may be. Stop talking so loud on the phone. Little stuff, like just, you know, take small steps. You know, trust me, it helps out in the long run when your children can say they had a happy childhood and they did not experience your personal woes with the person you decided to, you know, fuck off with. It helps. So that's what I got, ladies. Hopefully you take my advice. Sincerely, Miss Ocean.
All right, good job, Miss Oshun. Good job. All right. Oh, and we have Ruby Doll back. I want to let Ruby Doll go. Ruby Doll, I'm so glad you're back. And what are y'all seeing? Y'all, I know y'all understand. Y'all are seeing the originals. These are some of the ladies we started with first. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big show. Yeah, actually, these are all originals. Actually, it's maybe one or two more, but yeah, we doing good tonight. So we real happy with this show. You know, Ruby Doll, are you ready for your final thoughts, Queen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, here we go. Ruby, unmute.
Oh, my bad. Hey, dear ladies, You know, I do have faith and I have hope in just the human spirit. And regardless of what we've been spoon fed through society, through, upbringing and what have you. And even if, let's say, we have very difficult and challenging relationships with our parents and we're trying to do the best we can, I think that it's just doing the best that you can. And I think that no one really knows what the hell they're doing, especially when it comes to this parenting gig, and it is all trial and error. But I think that the will of the spirit has kept me very strong when there's times where it's like, damn, motherfuckers feels lonely. Motherfucker feels like everybody's booed up, and I think that when one can really dive in and just be real comfortable with yourself, I think you would be very surprised what you can learn of yourself. And I just want to spread love and light. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you, Ruby Dawn. Thank you, Queen. All right. Push has checked out. He is knocked out. He was wavy. So I called him. He knocked out. So y'all ain't gonna get no fire throws from Push this time. But I appreciate so much that Push is here. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know what to do. Y'all know how to support that kid. You know what I'm saying? Go get the single and make sure, you know what I'm saying, y'all push him and Fat Man Scoop and all of them to the top. You know what I'm saying? We support our people, Next up, we got the Queen, Thalia. Yeah, next, Queen. Here we go.
Dear ladies, I want you to honestly sit and think about what it is you truly desire. What are you willing to sacrifice to get it? Because it's not going to be that it's just going to come to you. You have to put the work in just as much as you want the man to. I think that we need to encourage each other. We need to show each other how we are individually strong before we can ever think to come together as a community. We can't give you any kind of advice because we don't live your life. We can give you a biased opinion based off of the experiences that we've lived through to bring us to today. The most important component in your story is you. What is going to make you happy? Go for that because you matter. Thank you so much for waking up today.
All right. Thank you, Thalia. All right. And last but not least, it's me. And I'm going to go to Brooklyn on this one. So check this out, right? I love all my sisters, right? But I'll be doing you an injustice if I wasn't me, right? So this is the thing. Ladies, and I keep saying it because it's about you. No disrespect, you know what I'm saying, but disrespectfully to the men. I love y'all. You get what I'm saying? But this is about the women. Ladies, make better choices. You get what I'm saying? The goal is not to be a single mother. You get what I'm saying? But it happens sometimes. But if you can pick a little bit better, because I always feel like these men, they show you a little something beforehand. Sometimes them red flags slap you all up in your face. But that love with that heart that you got in your chest mess you up all the time. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do this. Date what you don't like. You get what I'm saying? Or date what loves you more. Usually they don't leave when that happens. I'm just saying, I also want to say, I think that we do need a male in the house, a father. You do need a father, just like you need a mother. You know what I'm saying? They are both very, very valuable. You get what I'm saying? The goal is not to be a single parent anything, I've seen both sides. I've seen the marriage and I've seen the single. I've seen all of that. You get what I'm saying? And I chose not to do it. I chose not to struggle. I chose not to lay up on a table for a man that I don't feel like it's worth dying for. Because when you lay up on that table, there is a chance that you could die. You get what I'm saying? I don't love nobody that much. You know what I'm saying? So it does kind of happen that way. Please make better choices. Ladies, understand that it is about you. You are everything. You get what I'm saying? These choices start with you. That's all I really want to say. I can say too much more because I don't want my kings to feel like I don't love them. I love you guys. You know what I'm saying? just like I love my ladies. It's all love, you know. I ain't go too far into Brooklyn. But that's all I want to say. Do better. You know what I'm saying? Do better. You know, the point is not to struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's to enjoy your life. YOLO. You know what I'm saying? As long as you can.
Wow.
You know? And like I said, this is the Live Ladies Podcast. This is episode 16. Y'all remember they said we wouldn't even make it to 10. But what we do is we prove the hate is wrong. It's just what we do. You get what I'm saying? And you'll see each of us pop in and out and stuff like that. You'll see it. But we always form back together like Voltron. You know what I'm saying? We strong black women. We like that. You know, we like that. So please come back next Thursday because I'm intentionally bring the drama next week, Thursday. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a little bit of fireworks and see what happens. So all the troublemakers going to be in the house next Thursday. This is calm and nice, but I kind of want a little bit of excitement next week. So that's what we going to do. And y'all know I know how to do that. I love all you guys. Again, shout out to the PTN. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are my fam. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all hold me down. I'm going to definitely do the same for y'all. I salute y'all. Also, the OEU, because I know OEU is always in here, even when they don't say nothing. I see them coming every now and then. Shout out to y'all, too. That's my fam, too. I'm holding y'all down, too. You know? And again, every Thursday night, we are here 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right? Guess what? There's a Monday show also. The Monday show starts Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it's a different type of show. Y'all can check that out if y'all want to, but I definitely need y'all here for the Thursday show. This is the one. All right? We're going to be bringing you a lot of stuff, and y'all see the ladies trickling and stuff like that. I appreciate you. You got what I'm saying? Hopefully we see you guys next week. It means a lot that y'all are here. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't do this without y'all. We love y'all. Salute to all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? My people, my fam. I say good night, ladies. Y'all have a good night. Be safe.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
I'm only needing one thing. Don't need the jewels and the pearls and all the things in between. I need a lot of your time, and I be needing attention. Need that next level love. Boy, you know I'm feeling ascension. I'm feeling ascension. I see what we're missing. Put some clothes on, baby. Can we go to a dinner? Let's go to a movie for just us two. Let's make new memories between me and you. Heels, check. Beat, check. Run up the check, baby. Tell me what's next. Hey, love, check. Fun, check. One-on-one, baby, we needed this. It's a day night. Get dressed, let's get dressed, let's. It's a day night. No stress, no. No stress, no. It's a day night. Get dressed, let's get dressed, let's. It's a day night. No stress, no. No stress, no. Know you needed my time, and I'm needing you too. Fly me out to dinner, reservation for two. I can't even deny, I ain't even gon' lie, that you really got my heart tonight. It's a whole vibe. Tonight it's about us, riding round Billy truck. Know they faces is stuck, unconditional love. Tonight we gon' make some memories, ain't thinking about our enemies. Pop out and we make a scene and drop about 300 beans. Heels, check. Beat, check. Run up the check, baby, tell me what's next. Hey, love, check. Fun, check. One-on-one, baby, we needed this. It's a day night. Get dressed, let's get dressed, let's. It's a day night. No stress, no. No stress, no. It's a day night. Get dressed, let's get dressed, let's. It's a day night. No stress, no. No stress, no.